We good? Alright. I put lipstick on. Not lipstick, lip gloss just for this. Alright, this is a March TBR. I don't know why I do these every month. I don't even talk about in my wrap up the books that I read from my Feb TBR, which wasn't many. But I'm gonna make a March TBR anyway. So uni starts again this month. Scary because means I've got to get my thesis done now. Yeah, so I've got a big stack with me, but it's part of it is critical stuff that I've got to get read for my thesis. Yes, I don't know why I always have the energy at night to do my videos, but I do. But also my brain doesn't work at night. But anyway, here we are. So this is the stack. There's probably more. This is me just being half generous, half going easy on myself. I'll start with the critical stuff, which there's only three. There's technically 3 critical things. I will start with the library loan. Just ignoring the sticky note. On Poetry by Glenn Maxwell. So most of the poetry units at my university, this is a required reading. Required reading. I want to make this quick, but I don't think I'm going to. Anyway, it's required reading, but it's often only like the 1 chapter, titled White. It's only the 1 chapter, because it talks about how you use space in poetry and how that's just as important as the actual words that you use in poetry. But I want to try and read this entire thing. It seems small, but I'm worried it's content heavy. It might be, not too sure. The next one I think has been on a couple TBRs, which is fine. It's okay. Most of these are mood TBRs. This is just uni reading, and that's Women in Power by Mary Beard. And I remember having the whole conversation or just making the point of how I say women in power sounds like me saying women in power. Women in power? Women in power. Kind of sounds the same with my accent, apparently. This is also currently on my currently reading list, so I would like to get that number down. I think it's like at 13. Next is it's technically a critical read because it's non-fiction, but also I'm super duper excited for it because 1, it's beautiful, 2, it's literally in my entire thesis, 3, just it is Pandora's Jar by Natalie Haynes. Natalie Haynes. I'm trying not to get lip gloss on it while trying to smell it. Okay, I'm not smelling perfectly right now. But yes, non-fiction about women in Greek myth and how their stories are told, I believe, which is literally my entire thesis. So it works so well for me to use this as a critical read. It's just so beautiful, and it's shiny. I will follow this one up with this. Grease song currently playing in my head because they go together. Okay, I had work today. Tired, kind of feeling sickish from bus replacements, fun. So excuse the loopiness. This is 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. This is fiction. This is a retelling of the Trojan War, and it's has a specific focus on the women, a part of the Trojan War. Like, they were there, but how many of the stories that we know of the Trojan War are on women? Not many. Not many. And following that up with, oh my god, this is great because it's kind of like a domino effect right now, but literally this is, when your thesis is about a specific topic, this is all that's going to come up. So, flowing on from the women in the Trojan War. The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I'm going to put these two down. This, another one on numerous TBR lists. This is no longer a one, no longer a one, no longer... What is happening? This is no longer a book that I can ignore. I literally have to finish this soon. And I'm just really worried that this month I'm going to get overwhelmed with how much Greek stuff I'm going to be reading. I love Greek stuff, but when you're oversaturated with a specific topic, you kind of don't want to touch that topic for a while again. And that's what happened last year, because I've not touched any Greek stuff since I finished my poetry manuscript. So that's been an issue, and that's why I have to read everything now, because I've not been reading. But I also screwed myself over because I reread the first part of Percy Jackson series. So the main series, the original, the OG, the Percy Jackson, the Olympians, or what is going on, I'm going to stop. I think reading that also kind of hindered me continue on with my Greek readings because it's Greek. And just, to me, it just has such a special place in my heart for Greek mythology, because it's literally what started me on the track of my entire career of being a reader, writer, academic on Greek mythology. So, yeah, I just didn't want to read anything after that. So, but this now, I can no longer ignore these, can no longer ignore, no, I can't ignore it. Next in the Greek reads, Circe, Madeline Miller. Literally most of my Greek readings have been on most of my TBRs because I need to read them. But like, thinking about it, no, I haven't read a good chunk of it. I've not read a good chunk of my Greek readings. There are so many other things that I have to read that they should be on this TBR, but I don't. I'm just gonna get overwhelmed with all of these books, and I've not started reading for this month, and I've got books that I'm partway through that need to finish first, and I've got other readings. I mean, I don't have to have everything done in March, but this quicker it's honestly the better for me, because part of why I'm so scared is because I feel like I've not done enough reading. But I've done a lot of reading, but I've not done enough reading. Alright, so with this TBR, I've got two poetry collections. One's big, one's small. I'll start with the small one. The first one is Internal Monologues, a Romance by, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to pronounce this name? Daniela Kambaskovic? Where is this? I can't pronounce anything. So I am sorry, but this is the name. Yep. This is I'll start again. I think how my honor supervisor spoke about this collection was that it was also a retelling of like fairy tales or myths. Oh my gosh. Flipping through it, these are short. I'm gonna get through this in a day. Hell yeah. Okay, so what have we got here? Some of the titles that I'm not going to be able to pronounce because I'm me. We've got Minerva to Jupiter, Iseult to Tristan, Cupid to Psyche, Hamlet to Ophelia, Venus to Mars, Mary to Joseph, Europa to Jupiter, Rapunzel to the Prince, Circe to Ulysses, Ulysses to Circe. Oh, I like that, but also it's Odysseus. Thank you very much. Echo to Narcissus, Pygmalion to his sculpture. Ew, gross, hate that story. Abelard to Eloise, Penelope to Ulysses, Letter to Santa, Ammon to Poseidon, Theseus to Aaron. Why am I trying to pronounce all of these? Oh, Narcissus to his reflection. Nice. Andromache to Hector, Cleopatra to Antony, Cinderella to the Prince, Medea to Jason, Tantalus to the water and food, Ophelia to Hamlet, Venus to Vulcan. Oh my god, these sound amazing. So I'm super excited for this one now. These are great. I kind of want to read one out. Wait. Oh my god, Narcissus to the reflection. Whenever I raise my eyes to you, you are there. My yearning flatters me that you are mine, and that your head, just visible under the salty water, thinks of nothing but me. I love it. Amazing. So I'll get that done in about a day, probably, because especially with how it was written, I tend to get those collections done very quickly. Unlike this one, also the one I've been trying to read forever. I think I really screwed myself over when I said I wanted to take notes. And fear not, because if you're like me and panicking about how this looks, this is on a piece of tracing paper stuck in with washi tape that I'm trying not to damage anything. So once I'm done with all of my notes, which I'll probably keep in here, once I'm done with the notes, it's clean, but beautiful. I have the option of both. I think that's where I screwed up with wanting to take notes. I think just it took away from the experience of reading these poems, and I don't know if I have the time or energy to do a second reading. So just taking it in, then going back and taking notes, I think I've screwed myself over with time, and I have to make notes as I read. Look at this. Just this is so beautiful. Anyway, that's the amount of books that I've grabbed for myself. It's a pretty hefty stack, but there's so much more I need to read, but I should probably try and pace myself. Just maybe. But there's so many books that I want to read. just so many of them. So many of them. And I've got so many library loans that I have to get through. So if I'm not doing a March wrap up with, how many of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I'm not doing a wrap up of 15 books, I'm not gonna do a wrap. No, I'm kidding. I'm probably gonna be annoyed because I want to do as much reading as possible. And I'm gonna try and get myself in the mindset of like spending entire days of just reading and not feeling guilty about it, because I am doing something, I'm actively studying. So anyway, that's it. That is the TBR. Time is now almost 11 p.m. That's it. Thank you for putting up with this rambling journey, and yeah, if you liked it, thumbs up, comment down below, thoughts, feelings, emojis. Subscribe if you feel like it. Cool. See you in the next one. Hope you have a lovely day or night. Bye.